Another way that it affects them is that it might cause not only physical distress, but emotional, mental distress. And so they might be finding it hard to concentrate, to feel motivated. They take this home to the family. They're irritable, short-tempered, impatient with the wife, with the husband, with the children, with the visiting in-laws. And they have some awareness of why, but most often they're not aware of the underlying cause of that irritability. And finally, this kind of treatment could actually affect the person's life success. I know of a man who was the leader of an organization, and he had a co-leader of the organization. Well, the co-leader decided that he wasn't happy and started spreading rumors and creating problems. And the board of directors of this organization finally, after long last, decided to get rid of both of them. There was just too much stress and conflict. Well, the first person, who was doing a good job, died of a broken heart, died of a massive heart attack a month later. This kind of treatment of a coworker, of an employee, can have dire consequences on that person. And yet, is this ever talked about? Within organizations, managers who might bring their stuff, their unresolved issues from childhood or from their marriage into the workplace, their unfinished business, projecting that onto unsuspecting employees. Is that ever talked about? Not nearly enough. And the result is workplace bullying, workplace incivility, workplace mistreatment, even workplace abuse. And God forbid, sometimes it ends up with workplace violence because nobody is exhibiting oversight, supervising the supervisors in a way that tells them, be genuine. Don't let this power go to your head. And why does that happen most often? Is because the vice president starts to create a relationship with the supervisors and the managers, and they take care of each other. So far be it for a vice president to knock on the supervisor's door and say, Jack, Joan, you're not really treating your employees as well as you could be. Mistreating them could come in the form of angry words. It could come in the form of withdrawing and not communicating. It could come in the form of discussing them behind closed doors and then acting on what was discussed or decided without really telling the employee. And the fourth way that it can happen is when people talk about policy and rules and environmental conditions in our industry, and this dictates that I have to do this, when really, when it comes down to it, if everybody in power were really trying to be there and support their employees, they wouldn't have to follow such a strict line. That's just a very disingenuous way to transfer anxiety from the manager over to the employee and let him or her carry that anxiety. And that's a sad thing. And it happens hundreds, thousands of times across the city, across the state, across the country, every day, every month, every year. And there's just no place where we can go and talk about this. If you're having a problem with this kind of situation and you'd like somebody to talk to about it, write me a letter, send me a text, send me an email, give me a call. I will talk about this kind of situation with you. I'm Dr. Cedric Wood. Thank you for tuning in. Bye now.